Well, hello, hello. Welcome to FL Teams. It's Daria and Ken, or should I say Barbie and Ken?
That's more appropriate. Good
Well,
one.
I can see that you are all prepared, even better than I am.
Well, I don't know about that. You got the nice mural and the nice screensaver behind you there, wearing the shirt. All I've got is a hat. I do have my Lightning shirt on, as you can see, but I've got the championship banner hanging behind me. I've got my Lightning clock on the wall. Um, if I could pan, I don't want to do that, but I have a puck collection on the wall of the year they won the Stanley Cup. Every playoff round. I'm a big puck collector. I probably have 50 of just lightning pucks, and a lot of lightning stuff in the house. Never miss a game. Used to be a season ticket holder for about 10 years. Enjoyed that immensely, and I still love hockey. It's my favorite winter sport. So my life is centered around, hey, what time is the game on? Not going anywhere tonight. 7 o'clock. We got a lightning game. Better figure something out.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's
So, are
great.
you excited about the Stadium Series that coming to the area?
I am. It's been a long time coming.
Hmm.
I've lived in this area for about 15 years. And Tampa, it does not matter if it's baseball related, football related, hockey related. They always get the short end of the stick. And everybody just wants to crap on Tampa. Like they're not worthy. They're not a big market city. That's the national media's perspective. That's my perception of what they think about Tampa. They never talk about how great the Lightning are doing. It's always, oh, well, look at Boston. Well, look what Detroit's doing. You know, and I don't know whether you watch the national broadcast at all on TNT, NHL Network. That Paul Bissonnette, he's a homer for Toronto, and he
Hmm.
couldn't give two craps what the Lightning are doing.
Hmm.
It's just that kind of mentality that drives me crazy. Tampa's been deserving of this for a long time. And it's not like this is their first rodeo. They've hosted Super Bowls at the stadium, college football championship games. The NCAA Frozen Four has been here a couple of times. They've hosted the NCAA women's basketball tournament. All these marquee events, and they love Tampa. Once they're here, it's just time. And
Hmm.
I'm glad that Tampa is now getting their chance to shine in the spotlight, come February 1st. It's going to be a great event.
Yeah, and where are you gonna watch it? At home, or are you gonna go to the stadium?
No, I did not secure tickets, so I will be in my favorite recliner with my feet propped up with an
Hmm.
adult beverage, maybe a sandwich. I'll probably do something like I do for the Super Bowl.
Hmm.
Let's get some pizza, wings, put a nice spread in the living room, turn the TV on. I got a big 70-inch TV on the wall, so I won't miss a thing. I won't
Okay.
miss a thing. I will be tuned in from start to finish. That is for sure.
Do you like the choice of the team that we got? Because some people were like, oh, we wish to see the Panthers or someone who's more appropriate.
I do like Boston. No, I'll tell you, Boston would have been my fourth or fifth choice. I would have had the Florida Panthers as the first choice because the ratings for that would have been through the roof. Those teams hate each other. And if you've watched the Lightning Panthers play at all this season,
Hmm.
it was a bloodbath. It's like you went to a boxing match and a hockey game broke out, something like that. The Panthers would have been my first choice. I
Hmm.
think Detroit would have been second. Um, Pittsburgh, I've always had a soft spot for the Pens since Mario Lemieux played for the Penguins. I think that would have been my third choice. And then after that, you can pretty much flip a coin. But the Lightning have had some good games with Boston, some intense games, a couple of playoff series in the years back. So it makes sense from that perspective. And they played the Bruins.
Hmm.
There's a lot of Boston fans that come into the area for the games. I remember when I had season tickets, there was an awful lot of Boston fans that filled up that arena. But I think from a Detroit standpoint,
Hmm.
Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Montreal, Toronto. There's so many snowbirds that come to this area in the wintertime and go see the Lightning when their favorite teams are here. And you could have capitalized maybe on a team like that, with ticket sales and merch sales
Hmm.
and, full hotel rooms instead of, a team like Boston. Not that it's terrible, but I think the economic impact would have been a bit greater if they would had, a Montreal or Toronto or one of those
Hmm.
other Northeast teams where there's a lot of snowbirds in the area.
I like your choice, but what about, let's say, the Carolina Hurricanes? They always complain that the team doesn't get enough media coverage.
Hmm. They don't. The Hurricanes do not get enough coverage at all. I worked in the restaurant business before I retired, and one of the areas I had to go to for training was Raleigh, North Carolina. We happened to go there in January. They received maybe a quarter of an inch of snow, just a dusting. They shut the city down, they shut the training center down, and that night the Hurricanes were playing the Philadelphia Flyers. I went on over. I
Hmm.
walked up, I got a ticket, and I sat right behind the bench. And the Hurricanes were a good team then.
Hmm.
And I couldn't believe that there was not more people there and there just wasn't more enthusiasm for the franchise. That's been my only, experience with being in Carolina and seeing a game. Of course, I've seen them numerous times at the arena.
Hmm.
I think one of the knocks on Carolina is the style of hockey that they play. Sometimes it's not the most entertaining style,
It's
but
boring, be honest.
yeah, boring. Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to be politically correct here. Give me a
Okay, I
break.
said it.
But that when the networks are looking for a team to put up against the Lightning, they're wanting something that okay, we this is a wide open team. They're wide open offensively, very good, solid goaltenders. The defense, is really good. We have a chance to see some really good back and forth play, and Carolina doesn't offer that. I
Hmm.
will tell you that the name of the game is winning, and Carolina has done an awful lot of winning until they get to the Eastern Conference Finals. And they have to play, the Florida Panthers or
Hmm.
the Lightning. The Lightning beat them a year when they were uh, on their way to the Stanley Cup.
Hmm.
But that's my thing with Carolina. There's just not a lot of jazz there, not a lot of pizzazz, even though they're a very good team. Yes.
Right now, we see so many decorations, the airport banners. It's like all over the place. You probably
Mhm.
don't see it in your area, but how do you set the mood? Like, do you feel that it's coming? The Stadium Series.
Yes. Yes, there's a sense of excitement. In a way, it is like Christmas morning coming. The Super
Ooh.
Bowl is coming. There's that level of excitement. For me, I
Hmm.
look forward to the games, and this is a big event. This is almost second, really, behind the Stanley Cup final. You could make a case that the All-Star game
Hmm.
brings this same kind of excitement to the area. When I was a season ticket holder, they had the All Star game at it was then Amalie Arena, and
Hmm.
that was a fabulous event that was put on. The skills competition, all that stuff. So the outdoor series, there's a lot of buzz generated nationally. It's a marquee event. It's nationally televised. I think it's the only game in that time slot on
Hmm.
the day or evening of the event. So from that standpoint, yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think your headwear is from the new
Yes.
collection, right?
It is. It is from the new collection. A lot of people did not like the jerseys, the hats, the colors or whatever. I love this hat. I love the light blue. I love the TBL logoing. I like the jersey. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. You can only do so much.
Hmm.
The originality only goes for a certain point, and then you start kind of repeating yourself. Same colors, same scheme. I've seen some uniforms for special events
Hmm.
that were just god awful. And I don't know who designed them. Like Nashville, they look
Hmm.
like bumblebees running around. They're all yellow, the pants and the the jerseys. When they had the outdoor game up there, but it was, um, yeah, I like this. I bought a couple of T-shirts, bought some
Hmm.
pucks, so I'm all in. Yeah, I like the colors, and you got that up on your screen there behind you. It looks
Yeah.
awesome. Looks
If you
awesome.
don't mind, I'm gonna ask how much did you spend? Because you said you got a few t-shirts,
Yeah,
pucks.
I spent. I think it was $80.
Oh, it's not that
I
much.
got two
Okay.
pucks,
Hmm.
two t-shirts,
Hmm.
and I also got the John Cooper special commemorative puck, the
I
1,000
need it.
feet.
I still don't have it. Oh my God. Thank
Yeah,
you.
well, they
Hmm.
only made 1,000 of them. That's all they're going to have. When they sell them, they're done. So you better,
Go right now. Bye.
yeah, get on the horn, girl, and get
Hmm.
down there and get your puck. But yeah, and free shipping. It
Hmm.
was free shipping, so I didn't pay anything for shipping, which is nice.
Hmm.
But yeah, got the three pucks total and the two
Hmm.
t-shirts. It was awesome.
So you really like it. How
Hmm.
much are you willing to spend every year on new collections?
It depends on what it is. Jerseys, not so much.
Hmm.
If I do like a jersey, I get it with no name on it
Hmm.
because players come and go. And back in my younger days, I was so tired of buying jerseys where the player was here today, gone
Hmm.
tomorrow.
Hmm.
It's like, what am I going to do with that jersey now? I guess I'll wear it.
Hmm.
Um, but I buy a lot of t-shirts with the different color schemes, the hats, the pucks. Um, that's probably it for the merchandise. I do wear one jersey, and being a hockey aficionado, I'm going to be really disappointed
Hmm.
if you don't recognize these names I'm going to throw out. I was born and raised in Ohio.
Hmm.
That's why I developed my affinity for the Pittsburgh Penguins at a young age. Back in those days, that was the closest NHL team.
Hmm.
Well, Cleveland got a team. It's a long story,
Hmm.
but they were I think, the California Golden Seals, and then they went to Minnesota or
Hmm.
something, became the North Stars, and then they came to Cleveland for 2 years, 2 years only. They were the Cleveland Barons, and I have a regular Cleveland Barons jersey. They played from like 1976
Hmm.
to 1980.
Hmm.
And if you remember the World Hockey Association, that's where Wayne Gretzky got his start with the Indianapolis Racers as an 18-year-old young man. The Cleveland Crusaders, all
Hmm.
purple jerseys, and a Crusader on the front.
Hmm.
They played in the WHA for 4 years, and I have a Crusaders jersey. As far as retro
Hmm.
jerseys go and colors, those will always be one of my two favorites because of the sentimental value
Hmm.
that they hold.
Nice.
Yeah.
You still have them, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not getting rid of those. Nope. I may not be able to wear them, but they'll look good
Hmm.
hanging up on the wall.
Do you get them signed ever?
No, no, I've never
Like,
got.
don't ruin my jerseys. I paid for
Yeah,
it.
no, nope. I've never gotten a jersey signed.
Hmm.
When I was a season ticket holder, you can't wear the same jersey to every game. You could, but I didn't want to.
What is there? Police that controls your fashion?
Me, I control my own
Hmm.
fashion. So I had probably 10 different Lightning jerseys.
Hmm.
And then once or twice a year, I would wear my Cleveland Barons jersey. And I would get a lot of comments on it, just walking through the concourse. The
Hmm.
older hockey fans would recognize it. Same thing with the Crusaders. And the Florida Gators have a hockey team. They don't play
Hmm.
in the NCAA. There's a couple different divisions
Hmm.
for teams that don't play at the Division 1A level. So I got a Florida Gators hockey jersey with a big gator on the front, and I used to wear that and got a lot of comments on that. So I have a lot of hockey jerseys. I have a Yamir Yager Pittsburgh Penguins jersey, Mario Lemieux jersey, and of course, probably 10 to 15 Lightning jerseys all told.
So, were you ever a fan of the Columbus Blue Jackets?
I was.
Hmm.
I'm glad you brought that up. Now I want to tell you I'm dating myself, but the Blue Jackets came in. I think it was 99, 2000, something like that. Might have been their first season. I lived in a town called Medina, Ohio.
Hmm.
If you know anything about the geography, Medina is a little bit west of Akron, and Akron is about 2 hours north of Columbus. That's where I was located geographically.
Hmm.
They blocked out the Columbus Blue Jackets games. I could not get them because that was out of the
Oh.
market. And I got the
Hmm.
Pittsburgh Penguins games all the time to watch. In Ohio, I couldn't
Ugh.
even watch the for the first couple of years, and then they changed things all around. But it was the craziest thing. Just absolutely mind-numbing that here I want to root for a Columbus team and I can't even watch the games. It's
Hmm.
terrible. But yeah, I was a Blue Jacket fan. Rick Nash was their first star player,
Star. Hmm.
and he's now in the I think he's in the front office.
Yep.
Last he was the last time that I knew anything about that. But
Hmm.
then they got Fedorov, and they're another team that's really struggled. They just can't seem to get a lot of the right group of players together. They've gone through coaches. They just fired their coach a
Hmm.
couple of weeks ago. They've gone through GMs, and Columbus is a pretty good sports town. They come out to support the Blue Jackets. Unfortunately, they haven't had a lot to cheer about. The one year they made the 2 years I think they made the playoffs, if I recall, they played against Detroit. And that's when Detroit was, rolling and just mowing everybody down in their way on the way to the cup or a deep playoff run. And it was four and done. Thanks for coming, guys. We'll see you next year. 4-0 sweep or 4-1, something like that. So
But did you get the time when Sergei Bobrovsky played there?
the first goalie that they had
Hmm.
was Ron Tugnut, who came over from the Penguins. He was the first goalie that I remember. I remember Bobrovsky coming in, but I
Hmm.
can't remember if I was still.
There.
I don't think I was
Maybe.
still
Yeah,
in
probably not.
Ohio then.
Hmm.
Um, he came there after I moved south.
Okay, so you don't feel attached because that was my question. Florida Panthers, Tampa. Okay.
Well, here's the thing: if the Lightning are playing
Hmm.
Columbus, I'm rooting
Hmm.
for the Lightning.
Hmm.
If the Lightning are playing Pittsburgh, I'm rooting for the Lightning.
Hmm.
I'm Lightning first and foremost. I want to tell you, I heard a long time ago, there's too many people that move to this area and they can't cut the cord. You don't live in
Like
Philly anymore.
Buffalo. Yeah.
Yeah, Buffalo. Don't root for the Sabres. Root for the Lightning. You can still root for Buffalo when
Hmm.
they're not playing the Lightning. I did the same thing with football. I was a Cleveland Browns fan, and if you know anything about football, the Browns have been absolutely god awful since they came back in 2002. Just a dumpster fire almost every year. But when I came to Tampa, I switched my allegiances to the Buccaneers. I still root for the Browns. I want them to do
Hmm.
well, but I'm Tampa through and through.
Nice.
Yes.
Let's go back to the Stadium Series. Do you know anything about the prices?
I I don't know the prices per se. The last I
Hmm.
saw, there was still a few tickets left. They're expecting a sellout.
Hmm.
I had heard, I didn't verify this, but I had
Hmm.
heard capacity was going to be close to 70,000. And if it is 70, that's about 7,000 more than they put in there for football.
Hmm.
So if you want a ticket, you better grab it fast.
I have it.
Oh, you do. Well, good for you.
Yes.
You're one of the smart ones. You didn't wait
Yes.
till the last
We
minute.
actually got a special rate through youth hockey. So, and I think it was like
Nice.
$90 because yeah, something
Yeah.
like that. And the last time I checked, they still had some tickets and it was like at least
Yeah.
250. So it's in
Mhm.
200s, like upper level.
Yeah,
It's
well,
expensive, but I mean, it's once in a lifetime.
it is. The other thing too at the outdoor game, it really doesn't serve much of a purpose for you to be real close because the benches and the ice is going to be in the middle of the field, and you're not going to be able to see that much better than you would if you were in the second deck per se. The screen is fabulous. I don't know whether you've
Mhm.
ever been to Raymond James
Yes.
for an event, but that big screen, you'll be able to
Mhm.
see just fine.
Yeah,
Um,
listen to Ken. He's absolutely right. Because I got the same issue when, do you know anything about soccer? I'm not sure. We're probably gonna
a
learn
little
more
bit,
about each other. So,
yes.
national team was here a few months ago, and
Hmm.
I was there too. And we actually got, not because I wanted to, but we got tickets. It's like they were almost behind the benches, and you couldn't see anything. I mean, it's nice to see players'
Yeah,
expressions and everything. I want to see the game, so you
right.
need to sit up.
Sit up. Yeah. No, you're exactly right. And when I had tickets, I always sat in the second level. I sat in the upper level at Raymond James Stadium for the Bucks. I sat in the upper level for the Lightning games, and the view was always great. Never had a problem seeing anything. You could see every single nook and cranny of the ice. If you're sitting close and you're watching a hockey game, puck goes into the corner, you're not going to be able to see
Yeah.
what's transpiring. You got to look up at the screen and you can't see it, unless you're getting it on video somehow. So I always like the not real close, but not real far away either. The kind of the mid portion, and you're able to see great. You're able to see
Mhm.
great.
I talked to a few fans about the prices and the event. Let's hear
Yes.
that.
How much did you pay for your jersey?
This one here, over 200, 289 or something.
It's so expensive.
I know. But I only get one jersey a year, so this is it right here.
Okay, good point.
Thanks.
How much would you pay for a ticket?
I don't know.
Yes.
I can't guess. I really have no idea.
Okay, how much do you want to spend?
No more than $100. I mean, I'm a college student. I have to live, but I want to go.
Oh gosh, anywhere between 50 and 300.
We got the financial part. What
Hmm.
about the technicality? So you
Hmm.
still have to build the ice. You still have to make sure that it's ice, not snow. And I think
Yes.
it's going to be more effective here in Tampa.
Well, the ice is going to be 2.5 inches thick, and that's an inch thicker than what they normally lay in an NHL arena. I think they were anticipating it was going to be a lot warmer and maybe a little more humidity than we're actually going to have. That's just a safeguard.
Hmm.
With 2.5 inch thick ice, you're not going to really worry about ice melting or, the rain melting some of the ice or anything like that. So that's the thing that really stuck out to me from a technical standpoint is they're making, that adjustment to make sure that, the players are safe and the ice stays in good
Hmm.
form.
I feel really bad for Victor Hedman.
Yes.
Walking around, he is promoting the event, but he's not going to take a part in it. He's not going to be on the ice.
I know. Well, the good thing for Victor Hedman is he would probably put this second behind the Olympics and playing for his
Hmm.
country, Sweden, in the Olympics. Not that it's not a big event, not that you don't want to do it, but with your health and a situation like that, you're thinking, okay, if I can be back for the Olympics, that's my goal because I'm not going to make the Stadium Series. I'm sure he'll be there and they'll introduce him and
Hmm.
he'll kind of take part in it, yeah, that way.
Hmm.
Uh, but yeah, you feel bad for him. Ryan McDonough, he practiced, I think today or yesterday was the first day.
Yesterday, yeah, for sure. Hmm.
He practiced, so there's a good chance he may play in one of the four games that the Lightning have before the Stadium Series on his way back into the lineup. But yeah, I'm thrilled with what the Lightning are doing. McDonough and Hedman. And my worry is what's going to happen when these guys get back. This
Hmm.
young group of guys have played so well together. They've meshed so well. Cooper has pushed all the right buttons. Everybody's just buying in to what their role needs to be in order to have a winning game and a winning team. And you put Hedman back in there, and then McDonough's coming back. Lilleberg's going to be coming back. What do we do with all these guys? Because you would hate to mess up the chemistry.
Hmm.
The other way to look at it, I guess, is these guys have 1 to 2 years experience. They're young pros. They're doing very well. Experience always trumps potential. And when you get into late March and
Hmm.
April, and everything's a little more tight because you have to win a game to maintain a spot in your playoff standings, and then you go into the playoffs, and it's a totally different kind of intensity than what you experience during the regular season. Young guys may not be quite ready for that because the
Hmm.
playoffs are just so different, from the regular season. But very, very pleased. I did not expect this, to be honest. I thought
Especially considering the start of the season, it was hard to watch.
very difficult to watch. And
Yeah.
Vazzy, give him credit.
Hmm.
After 1 month of the season, he was close to being in the bottom third of NHL goaltending stats. He is second now in goals against average, second in wins. He's really worked hard to get back to that level, but that's another reason that they have gotten a point in every game they've played over the last 14, 15 games.
Who impressed you the most this season? Like from the newer guys? I think we really missed
From the newer guys,
so much power like last 2 seasons, especially in
mhm,
playoffs when we needed more physicality, especially against the Florida Panthers.
yeah,
Right now, they look like amazing guys.
Darren Radish on the blue line has been the guy that has impressed me the most. He does everything, and he's improved his game so much from last season. I remember last season, the feeling was, oh, we got Radish in there. Gee whiz, here we go. I wonder how this is going to turn out. But now he's playing well enough to be an all-star. Now, he's not going to be an all-star, but his play is at that level. And I just think it's great. He's the guy that has stuck out to me the most. I think Johansson,
Hmm.
backing Fazzy, has really improved his game. This is the best season that he's had so far of his time in Tampa. He was last year, I think his goals against average was 3.4, 3.3, maybe a little higher than that. But this year, I mean, Johansson's in goal. Okay.
Hmm.
Last year it was, oh, Johansson's in goal. Oh, crap. It
At
might be a
least
long night.
three allowed. Yeah.
Yeah, it might be a long night, but
Hmm.
he's done very well. From a veteran standpoint, Hagel has played really, really well, but I think the person that has impressed me, and this is going to sound obvious,
Hmm.
but I'll break it down, is Nikita Kucherov because he got off to a horrid start.
Hmm.
Was not very good, and there were some games early in the season when the Lightning were going through the stretch. It's like, what the hell's Kucherov doing? What what the hell's he thinking? Had no defensive mindset to his game. It was like he was running in circles and just lollygagging out there. I think one game, Cooper benched him like halfway through the game because he just wasn't playing any kind of defense whatsoever. But he has really, really applied himself and bought in to the team goals, and it's paying off. I mean, he's moved up. He's third in scoring now. He's at 70 points, maybe 71. I don't think he'll catch McKinnon,
Hmm.
McDavid for the goal leaders, but he's doing great with his passing and his skating. If he can just set up 2 or 3 goals a night, we're going to be fine. Going to be in good shape. So Kucherov would be my veteran, and then I would go with Radish and Johansson as they're not really new guys, but they struggled at times
Hmm.
last season, and they've really really improved their game. And then I'm surprised that JJ Moser has turned out to be as good as he has. When we traded Sergachev, I think
Hmm.
he was maybe kind of a throw in. Okay, we're giving you a defenseman.
Hmm.
You got to give us because Geeky was the big guy, and it's just flipped. Now Moser is the guy we're counting on, and
Hmm.
Geeky's trying to get his reps in at Syracuse.
Yeah.
So
Well, Moser got his, big
yeah,
contract now. Actually, at the
yes.
beginning of the season, it was interesting to see how Nikita Kucherov was kind of coaching him. And
Hmm.
there was a lot of struggles because Moser, he was still fairly fresh working with such a
Yes.
big star like Nikita Kucherov, and he couldn't see his vision sometimes. Like he
Hmm.
was not there to accept the pass. He was
Right.
not here or there. It was complicated, but you can see that chemistry is building up and it looks amazing.
Hmm. All those off days, Cooch has had Moser over in his garage working on passing and accepting the puck and shooting and all that.
Probably. Well, you and I both write for FL teams, and you
Yes.
can see our stuff right there. And it was funny, a few months ago, I wrote a piece about, well, that was Tampa still suffering. So I wrote about different defensive issues. And when it
Hmm.
came to Radish, I was like, don't even start me there. And I
Hmm.
felt like he read it because he's just a completely different person now on the ice. He's so
Right.
good now.
Yeah. Well, the other thing I think people forget,
Mhm.
we went through the same thing with Sergachev when he was first came up to the Lightning. Defensemen take a long time to develop and to really get good and master the game the way they need to be successful. Sergachev struggled, not to maybe the extent that Radish did, but Radish had his growing pains. Moser's had his growing pains, and now that they've been in the league a year or two, they're starting to understand the game a little bit better, and are able to you know be big contributors for the success of the
Mhm.
team. So you have to remember that with defensemen, it just takes them you know a long time because the NHL game defensively is so different than what you might even play in the AHL, and it's really different from college. So
Well, different, yeah, defense is just a different universe,
yeah,
especially
it
for
is.
the Russians. They just don't teach them the same. That's why if you take Team Russia, that's probably going to be one part there are some issues, defensemen, because
Mhm.
everyone wants to score and be the part of offensive unit. It's
Yes,
harder to find a good home guy.
yeah. Was Lidstrom in Detroit? Was he a Russian or was he from the Czech
Sweden?
Republic or
Hold on.
Sweden? Okay.
Lindstrom, yeah, he was
Yeah.
Swedish. Well,
Okay.
I don't know,
I'm
a
trying to
good
think of the
like
last good
it's
Russian
yeah,
defenseman.
like it's stay at home guy. That's
Yeah.
Zubov, Sergei Zubov, Dallas Stars.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it was a while ago,
A while
very
ago.
long time ago.
He
Yeah,
played with the Pens during their Stanley Cup runs. I mean, you're talking like 10, 15 years ago.
but he was awesome in Dallas. Obviously, like he's a
Yes.
legend of the Dallas Stars. But yeah, it's been a while, so yeah, I can't even remember anyone else. I would say he's number one. He's like, yeah, and he used to be my favorite too. I couldn't
Hmm.
understand why because I was a child.
Yeah. You just liked his short name. You didn't have long names like the
Maybe,
other
yeah, easy
Russians.
for me. Yeah. He's
Yeah.
trying to do the same for his team in the KHL, but it's not working out. It's just a different mentality because he's still very old school and he's still
Hmm.
very NHL focused guy. So it's harder for him to deliver all of his knowledge on the ice in the KHL.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's a different brand of hockey. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Let's just outscore everybody 10-8 and see what happens.
Well, that works too, but like you said, when it comes to playoffs, it's just a
Yeah.
different mentality and different style. So you still
Hmm.
need to remember that any team needs to be able to play defensively.
Yes. That wins you championships, that's for sure.
So how do you think it's gonna go game wise at the Stadium Series? I mean, because I would feel like I'm a hockey player and, I'm outside and this amazing stadium, it's so loud. For many guys, it's still going to be the first time, especially
Hmm.
for the younger Tampa Bay Lightning guys. So you are going to get distracted. You want it, you don't want it, you are going to get distracted.
Yeah, and the other thing too is they say puck drops at 6:30. Puck won't drop till about 6:40. or 6:45.
Hmm.
All the pregame ceremonies. It's like the first game of the Stanley Cup Finals. They're going to introduce every single member of the team, coaching staff, equipment managers, what have you. So there's going to be that little bit of a delay after you've already got your body warm and have been out for warm-ups. The other thing is the intermission. The
Hmm.
first intermission, Tim McGraw's playing,
Yeah.
first intermission. I can't imagine he's going to do a 15-minute set and be done.
Okay.
I imagine that intermission is going to go a little bit longer.
Hey, it depends how much they're paying.
Well, that's true too. I saw Tim McGraw. He played a Bucks game one year
Mm-hmm.
as a season opener. He
Hmm.
started playing about three, wrapped up about 3:30, 3:45. The players were out on the field warming up, and he's still on the
Hmm.
stage, in one end of the stadium,
Uh-huh.
playing away. But yeah, it was hotter than hell that day. So um, I think it'll be a lot cooler, and
Hmm.
he'll enjoy things a little better this time in Tampa than he did his previous time playing outdoors.
Who do you expect at the game, like celebrity wise? Because I honestly, like, I think it's a great article about my expectations who should attend the game. And I was really surprised that there were no big celebrities at the Winter Classic in Miami. I wasn't shocked. I wasn't shocked. So I think it's going to be better once again in Tampa.
Hmm.
Tom Brady, probably an obvious choice. I think he's going to
Yeah,
be there. Who
he'll be
else?
there.
Yeah, who do you expect to see? Some
Oh,
celebrities.
John Gruden. John Gruden. Everybody that has a little bit of Bucks heritage
Hmm.
will probably show up. Derek Brooks. I see him all the time at the USF basketball games.
Hmm.
He works for USF now. He's part of the athletic department. He'll probably make an appearance. You mentioned Brady, John Gruden, definitely be there. Maybe some Tampa Bay Rays and some Bucks football players. Baker Mayfield, he's attended a few Lightning games this season with his buddy Tristan Wirfs. They may show up, but as far as like a movie star
Yeah,
or a big
music. Yeah.
a big rock star, I don't I don't foresee anybody really. Now in Miami, you said you didn't see anybody. That is a big, diverse city. A lot of Hispanics. They don't relate to hockey. Soccer
Hmm.
is their big sport. So from a buy-in standpoint and from a marketing standpoint, which we referenced a little bit earlier, it's a tougher sell for I think to some of these markets because they're not used to going to the hockey game or watching it or being involved in any way.
But it's gonna be different. It's not just a hockey game, it's an
It's an
event.
event. I agree. If they really wanted to sell it to non-hockey folks and get
Hmm.
those folks in and check out the game and the event and this is pretty cool. I think they should have gotten someone with huge pop, international stardom.
Like Justin Bieber.
Well, I
But
think
he,
Justin Bieber's a has-been. I don't think he's put out any new music in how
okay,
long?
his wife, she's pretty big.
Yeah.
Because yeah,
Um,
I don't hear any ladies' names.
yeah, no, no. Um, I know Bad Bunny's playing the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I am not a fan of Bad Bunny myself. I am not a fan of Latino music
Hmm.
or rap or the hip hop culture.
Hmm.
No, you would probably find that hard to believe, but yeah, there is a market for it, and if
Hmm.
that's what the younger generation is into, that
Hmm.
you're trying to market to, then you
Hmm.
have to give them what they want and deliver, or you're not going to get the payoff down the road that you want.
Hmm. Oh, so who do you prefer? Like Tim McGraw, country stars, country music?
Uh, I'm a rock guy. Let's get. I saw the Rolling Stones at the stadium their last time through Tampa. Bring the
Nice.
Stones
Uh-huh.
back. Let's have Queen play.
Hmm.
I'm an old school kind of guy.
Hmm.
Um, love Bob Seger. He's my favorite artist of all time. He did not touring anymore, but I saw him on his last run through Tampa. New, if you're talking somebody new, I don't know that there's
Taylor Swift.
anybody. Oh, give me a break. I saw enough of her during the Kansas City Chiefs football games that were nationally televised.
Mhm.
No, not
Mhm.
not Taylor Swift. I don't know. Ariana Grande, maybe?
She didn't show up at the Winter Classic, and she was born in South Florida, and she roots for the Panthers. I expected her there. She didn't show up. Maybe they
Did,
forgot to invite her.
what did you fire off an email saying, I was looking for you. I missed you.
I will, because I just expected it's going to be 100%. So, yeah, I was very surprised.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, the Super Bowl is the marquee event.
Hmm.
The Winter Classic is the marquee event, or the Stadium Series is a marquee event for NHL.
Hmm.
And I've done a good job marketing, but I think there's, a lot of opportunities to get some of those outliers.
Hmm.
If you're a hockey fan, you're already in. They don't have to sell it to you. You're
Hmm.
already there. But if you're trying to grow the game, get new folks involved, bring in some new fans, expose them to the great sport, then you have to do some things maybe in some untraditional ways
Hmm.
and bring in maybe some untraditional entertainment that Gary Bettman wouldn't like, but somebody 40 years younger is gonna
Hmm.
appreciate.
I don't know. The last time I checked, he likes very strange stuff, like a new
Oh yeah.
upcoming TV show. Yeah, I was very surprised myself.
Oh,
I was like, so he's not that old school after all. But what about the date? Because I think one of the reasons they chose February 1st is Gasparilla Festival. So they still probably hoping to bring in some new people who don't necessarily go to hockey games.
yeah, I can see them doing that, but a lot of the people, this is my impression of Gasparilla. I've never been there.
Hmm.
So full disclosure, what I'm about to say is what I've read, what I've seen on TV through the news reports. It's just a drunk fest. I mean, if you want
Hmm.
to act like an idiot as
Hmm.
a 50-year-old, go to Gasparilla,
Hmm.
drink a lot, pass out, have your friends carry you back to the car, go home and forget whatever happened, and wake up the next morning and wonder why you have a headache.
Hmm.
That's my impression of Gasparilla. You know,
And you're doing all of that looking like a pirate.
yes, yes, and collecting beads like it's Mardi Gras in New Orleans. Yeah, I just I've never had a lot of time for that.
Hmm.
I've never had a lot of patience, to do stuff like that. Maybe I'm weird. I'm I'm in the minority. I don't know.
Hmm.
But
No, the first thing that I'm like, where's the parking, people? It will be really hard to find the parking. I really care about my parking.
yeah, well, they have plenty of parking at Raymond James. That's
Mhm.
not going to be the problem for the event. I don't think that Gasparilla, the parking goes quite down, that far, because that's a little bit of a haul from downtown. I mean, driving it's not bad, but if you got to walk it or
Hmm.
take a shuttle bus or something, it can be a little bit of a distance. Um, it'd be interesting to find out the hotel occupancy rate with Gasparilla already being on the books for a while, and then this game coming in after Gasparilla was already said, "Hey, we're going to be here on the end of January."
Hmm.
It'd be interesting to see people held on to their rooms to go to the game. Did they vacate them? Are they going to stay in town to maybe watch the game somewhere, be part of the event in that capacity? I don't know if anybody will do a study on that, maybe the Tampa Bay Sports Commission or something, but
Hmm.
it would be interesting for me to see what the breakdown of that is.
Do you think, like, yeah, I just want your honest opinion. It to me, it's kind of strange that we finally got two outdoor games in Florida the same year as the NHLers will go to the Olympics.
Mhm.
It's like it's too much that's going on, and it kind of also feels like it's a distraction from the Olympics. I don't know.
I don't know about a distraction, but I think having two games in the same state is a distraction. If you're watching your dollars, you have to make a decision. Okay, do we want
Hmm.
to go to Miami or do we want to go Tampa to see the game? Now, obviously, if you're a Lightning fan, we know where you're going. If you're a Panthers fan, we know where you're going. But the a stadium series brings in a lot of casual hockey fans. Hey, I'm from Philadelphia. I like the Flyers, but I'm living in Bradenton now, so I'm going to go to Tampa for the game. Just to say I was there, just to be
Hmm.
part of the event, because
Hmm.
it is an event, and who knows when it'll come back again. I mean, this may be your only chance for another 10 years or so, to see an outdoor game. So I think there's a lot of casual, hockey fans that'll check it out just to be there for for the event. At least I'm hoping that's the case.
Hmm.
Your Lightning people are going to be there. I will tell you, the last time the Lightning played in an outdoor game was in Nashville a few years ago. 20,000 Lightning fans made the trip up.
Oh.
Yes. So there is that potential for, as we talked earlier, a lot of Boston fans coming in,
Hmm.
just casual fans coming in, just to be part of it. And Tampa, like Miami, is a destination city.
Hmm.
Look what's going to happen up north this week. It's going to be 10 below zero in Boston. Guy's going to look at his wife and say, "Honey, let's go to Tampa for the hockey game. We'll
Hmm.
spend the weekend there. Get out of this cold." It's going to happen in a lot of places in the north, or it should happen. Hey, let's go to Florida. It may not be great weather, but it's going to be a lot
Hmm.
warmer than what we have.
Hmm.
And that's kind of the draw for Tampa and Miami. Warm weather climate. Let's bring in some folks. People take vacation. I think it would have been more impactful if they would have had the game during spring break,
Oh, okay.
because
Well,
spring
like you
break,
said, we would get more drunk young people.
yeah, yeah.
Do we need
And,
that?
and you know what? As long as they're spending dollars
Hmm.
and they're buying hotels, because that's what the
Hmm.
city cares about. How much are you spending? Is it worth it for us to put on an event like this? You would get, I think, a little more bang for your buck.
Hmm.
During spring break. Come down,
Hmm.
spend a day or two in Tampa, go to the game, then you go up to Panama City or Miami or wherever you want to go to, and finish out your spring break on the beach.
But it's going to be really warm by that time, and it's closer to playoffs,
That's
so no one
true.
will want it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, a lot of things to consider.
Hmm.
Especially in this market, if you're going to do a game like that in February.
All I know, I'm excited. You are excited. And
I'm
I do
excited.
feel like it's going to be awesome. There's still competition, Winter Classic in Miami or the Stadium Series in Tampa. I feel like we're going to win this one.
It's the same. It's the same thing, just a different name.
Hmm.
They have to sell it a different way. You can't have
Hmm.
Stadium Series 2 or Winter Classic 2.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing, just a different name. I imagine the exhibits, the festivities that the NHL puts on is going to be very similar in Tampa
Yes.
to what they did in Miami.
Hmm.
Very, very similar. I don't think I would almost bet a paycheck on it that the Lightning are going to get blown out like the Panthers did in their Winter Classic. I
Hmm.
don't think that's going to happen. Um, will not happen. I
No,
think
no,
the
no.
yeah the
We'll make sure
Lightning.
it's not going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
But
you're
it's still different because if you think about it, it's this one is really going to be the first ever outdoor game because Raymond James doesn't have a
true
roof.
outdoor game.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's true outdoor game. The first
Yeah.
one ever in Florida, not the one in Miami.
We're not going to pull the roof back and call it an outdoor game.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. That's kind of cheating a little bit, but you know, it worked and it was very, very successful. Um,
Yeah. But once again, we are excited about this one even
yes, we
more.
are. Yes, always more excitement for something in your hometown and something you can go check out in person and get another Lightning win. I mean, who knows? The Lightning, they got Chicago tonight, then it's Columbus, then
Mhm.
Utah, and Winnipeg. The Lightning could have four more wins under their belt by the time that Stadium Series rolls
Mhm.
around. So we'll see.
We'll see. We'll
We'll see
see,
how
and
it
we'll
goes.
make sure.
Yes, we will.
Let's talk about everything that's going to happen just after the Stadium Series. Let's see how it's going to go and get together again and just you share what you think, I'll share what I think.
That sounds like a wonderful plan.
Yes.
I don't get the opportunity to talk hockey very often with a lot of my friends and
Mhm.
outsiders because they're just not hockey fans. So it's refreshing to
Mhm.
talk to
Good.
someone that has a good knowledge, a good base. We can throw opinions out and say, oh, that's crazy. Why do you ever think of that? That's not going to happen.
Yes, we'll
That's a
get
good thing,
there because we just started and we've been talking about it, and
right?
finally we're there. Yeah, let's do that. Let's entertain.
Let's do that and throw out opinions. And I always tell people when I have a really strong opinion, you know, you could be right, but you would be wrong.
Well, I have to,
Like that
I hope you
oxymoron.
understand that that's not happening when you are talking to a woman. So you
Oh
can be
no,
right,
no.
but obviously you are
It's
not.
it's the utmost respect factor, yes.
Yeah. Let's see where we go. Yeah. Where it's going to take us. Okay. Thank you so much. And you guys, thanks for listening, following. We'll do more. We promise.
We will. Go Bolts.
Yay.